Did you know most cars don't die because they're old? They die because they're neglected? People assume 150,000 miles is the natural end of a car's life. But that's just not true. There are drivers out there hitting 500,000 miles, and they're not even driving luxury models. What's their secret? It's not magic. It's 6 simple habits. And today, we're breaking down the first 3. Miss just one of these, and you could be heading for a blown engine or a dead transmission. The kind of repair that kills your car, not just your wallet. Let's jump in. Habit 1. Oil change lies that cost thousands. Most car manuals say change your oil every 10,000 miles. Sounds convenient, right? Less hassle, fewer trips to the shop. But here's what they don't tell you. That advice is designed to make owning a car look cheap during the warranty period. After that, you're on your own, and by then, the damage is already done. Real-world drivers, mechanics, and high-mileage car owners agree. 5,000 miles or every 6 months with full synthetic oil is the golden rule. Especially if you drive in traffic, tow anything, or live in hot or dusty climates. Stick to the manufacturer's marketing, and you might save a couple of oil changes. But you risk sludge buildup, leaking seals, and eventually, total engine failure. That's a $4,000 repair, or a trip to the junkyard. Think of oil like your engine's blood. It's cheap. Engines aren't. And when it comes to getting to 500,000, this is non-negotiable. Habit 2. The silent killer. Hiding in your transmission. You probably haven't thought about your transmission fluid today, or this year. That's the problem. Unlike oil, transmission fluid doesn't get changed often. For most drivers, it sits there quietly until the day the transmission starts slipping, shuddering, or just dies. And here's the trap. It still looks fine. Even after 60,000 miles, it might still be cherry red, no burnt smell, totally normal looking. But inside, it's loaded with microscopic metal shavings, clutch dust, and varnish. Like liquid sandpaper, grinding away at your gears every time you drive. The fix is simple and way cheaper than a rebuild. Do a drain and fill every 60,000 miles or 6 years, whichever comes first. If you drive a hybrid, you can stretch it to 90,000, but don't push it. And never, ever flush a neglected transmission. If it's been ignored, flushing it can dislodge gunk that's actually holding it together. Drain and refill only. And always use OEM fluid, not the generic stuff. For example, Toyota WS for Toyotas, Honda ATF-DW1 for Hondas. Transmission repairs start at $3,000 and go up. Or you can spend $100 on a fluid service every few years and avoid that nightmare completely. Habit 3. Coolant. If you think coolant lasts 100,000 miles, you've been lied to. Yes, modern coolants are long life. They come in pink, orange, yellow, even blue. But after 5 years of heat cycles, they don't protect your engine anymore. They start destroying it. Acidic coolant corrodes metal from the inside out. Water pumps rot, seals leak, heater cores clog, and worst of all, head gasket failure. That's when coolant starts leaking inside your engine. If you've ever noticed mysterious coolant loss with no puddle or white smoke from your exhaust, that's your engine crying for help. The fix? Flush your coolant every 5 years or 50,000 miles. Not 100,000. Not when it looks dirty. Set a timer and stick to it. Even if you drive a hybrid or a car with an electric water pump, the rules don't change. Coolant breaks down. Corrosion doesn't care what badge is on your hood. And the cost? A coolant flush might run you $100. A blown head gasket can hit $2,500. You do the math. Perfect. Here's part 2 of your voiceover script for 6 habits to make your car last over 500,000 miles without repairs, continuing directly from the first half. This part includes the final 3 habits, plus a casual outro. Word count is approximately 900 for strong engagement and full value. Habit 4. Don't gamble with your timing belt. Let's be honest, when's the last time you even thought about your timing belt? Exactly. And that's why so many engines fail without warning. Your timing belt isn't just a random rubber strip. It controls the most critical moving parts inside your engine. If it snaps while you're driving, pistons slam into valves. And in most cars, that's an instant death sentence for the engine. No warning lights, no second chances. Just a sudden $2,000 to $5,000 repair bill. Or worse, a total engine replacement. So here's the golden rule. Replace your timing belt every 60,000 to 100,000 miles, or every 7 to 10 years, whichever comes first. Even if you barely drive, heat, oil, and time will still wear it down. And trust me, these belts don't fail gracefully. Some people wait until they hear a ticking sound. Others spot oil leaks around the belt cover and still ignore it. That's a dangerous game. Most of the time, the belt just snaps, without a sound. And while you're in there, replace the water pump and tensioner too. It'll cost a little more up front, but save you from doing the whole job twice. If your goal is 500,000 miles, skipping this step simply isn't an option. Habit 5. Spark plugs. Think spark plugs don't matter until your car won't start? Think again. Worn plugs quietly steal your fuel economy, power, and engine smoothness, long before they trigger a check engine light. Bad plugs create a weak spark. That leads to poor combustion, which means your engine wastes more gas to do the same job. In fact, just one failing plug can slash your fuel efficiency by up to 30%. Most cars need fresh spark plugs every 60,000 to 100,000 miles, depending on the type. Iridium plugs last longer than copper, but they're not invincible. Check your manual for specifics, and more importantly, watch for signs. If your engine idles rough, hesitates when you accelerate, or feels weak on hills, it might not be the fuel or air filter. It could be your spark plugs, or even the ignition coils attached to them. A misfire will feel like your engine is shaking or vibrating. You might even smell raw fuel from the tailpipe. Pull a plug and see oil or coolant on the tip. That's a red flag for leaking gaskets or deeper engine trouble. The good news? New plugs are cheap. DIYers can replace them in under an hour with a socket set and a little patience. Ignore them, and you're burning gas, risking engine wear, and losing mileage, one crank at a time. Habit 6. The $40 fix that saves your fuel pump. If you're aiming for 500,000 miles, the last thing you need is a surprise $1,000 fuel pump repair. And what's crazy is, most of those failures start with a $40 fuel filter. As you drive, tiny bits of dirt, rust, and junk flow through your fuel system. The filter catches them until it gets clogged, and when it does, your fuel pump has to work harder and harder just to push gas through. Over time, it overheats and fails. Here's the fix. Replace your fuel filter every 30,000 to 60,000 miles. Older cars usually need it closer to 30,000. Newer models, especially those with in-tank filters, can stretch to 100,000, but don't wait longer than that. Before you start, relieve the fuel pressure by pulling the fuel pump fuse and running the engine until it stalls. Then change the filter, and always work in a well-ventilated area. Fuel vapors are no joke. 1 hour of your time, one cheap part, and you save your fuel pump from years of unnecessary strain. Real talk. Why these habits actually matter. Now maybe you're wondering, is all this really worth it? Yes. Here's why. Cars today are built better than ever. What kills them early isn't bad parts, it's bad habits. Missing a few oil changes here. Skipping a fluid flush there. Letting the check engine light blink for months without checking it. One missed habit won't destroy your car overnight, but over time, they compound. And once one system fails, the rest follow like dominoes. But flip that thinking, and the results are just as powerful. Stick to these 6 habits, and you'll be shocked how long your car runs like new. We've seen everyday drivers, with ordinary cars, break 400,000 500,000, even 600,000 miles. Not because they're mechanics, not because they baby their car, but because they respected the basics and did them consistently. If you found these tips helpful, share this video with someone who needs to stop treating their car like a toaster. And hey, if you've ever passed 200,000 or more, drop your current mileage in the comments. Let's see who's got the highest number. Tap that like button so more drivers can save their engines. And if you want to see more real-world advice without the fluff, hit subscribe. This channel isn't about flashy upgrades or overpriced mods. It's about helping you drive smarter, save money, and keep your car alive way past the point where everyone else gave up. Until next time, drive safe, stay smart, and respect the habits that make your ride legendary.